earning mechanism where the people are earning the huge of the money, and that money is being utilized not only for the drug trafficking, it is utilized for different other sort of crimes, as human trafficking, as arm trading, as crimes, corruptions, for many of the things, terrorism. So this money is coming into the various other form of corruptions or the crimes. So it is a very worrying scenario that drug trafficking is developing, is evolving up day by day, is not reducing, it is coming, it is increasing day by day. Besides being having the so much security forces, agencies working on it, then also we are not able to control on this scenario. Now, if we move ahead, then we'll find so. Global scope and the impact. You see, drug trafficking is the most lucrative arm of transnational organized crime that is there. Funds, what it do, what this drug trafficking, the funds coming from the drug trafficking they do, it is used in the violence, corruption, weaken government and destabilize the institution. That is happening in the country where the weak government is there. This corruption money is coming and they try to overcome the power of the government. That is being done. Estimated annual global retail sale hundreds of billion of USD. As you have seen that from the $300 billion to $600 billion, the crime is prevalent in such a manner. And the examples are Mexican cartel as Sinaloa, Jalisco, New Generation cartel, and West African cocaine corridor, Balkan syndicate. These syndicates, they are operating in a different zone, but they are intermingled. So they are having the very best network to transport the drugs to the other part of the country, other part of the world. Rather you can say, this Balkan syndicate, this is operating in the Europe. नहीं जलने दाव को जाएगा जलने तो ठीक है दिख रहा है ना मीन्स यू कैन सी द स्लाइड्स ना ओके ऑन रहने दो now the organized these criminals the syndicate those who are working बंद करा दें इसे ओके So you see this example of Mexican cartel, it is working somewhere in the Latin American country, Mexico's, and this Sinaloa, that cartel name is Sinaloa, Jalisco New Generation cartel, syndicates working in the West African cocaine corridor, Balkan syndicate, those who are working active in the European countries, and in the Italy, this Andretta, it working in the Italy. These are the syndicates, those are the big syndicates having so much of influence and so much powerful that they are operating in the international basis. Now the organization structure of these drug cartels is something like this. Hierarchical group, those who are, as you see the things are followed in the different organization, in a government organization, that's one hierarchy is there, senior is there, then big boss is there, that sort of thing. That is the cohesive sort of organization. And the networking group means syndicates are there working not homogeneously, but they are doing the things in the same, for the same purpose. And some of the syndicate, they are governance oriented, means they want to control some of the territories, they want to control, and the territory wherever they are controlling, they are earning the revenues from there by giving the safe passage to the syndicates or the groups operating in those particular area. And some of the trade oriented focus on autonomy, on anonymity and profit. They work on the basis of the earning the profits. Example, Balkan cartels coordinating cocaine shipment to the Europe via online broker and port corruption. So from where the drugs are transmitted, from transported, they try to have control over the area to earn the revenue or to earn the profits from that. Now coming next. What is the specialty of these sort of cartels or these sort of organizations? They are very adaptive and they are quite resilient. Whenever there is threat for any government hunt out for these groups, they shift to the other part or they shift their business in some another manner. Like they are highly adapted to law enforcement actions and they use darknet, crypto, air courier, and encrypted apps. As you can see, most of the drug trades they are taking place, they are being ordered through darknet, and the payment is being done through cryptocurrency. It leaves no traces for the forces to track their movement or track where the supply is being going. So the payment is done through cryptocurrencies. Again, a very encrypted scenario. Means if some hunting, if somewhere it happens in 2021, some hunting has happened in the darkness. So what they did, they switched over from the darknet to the other encrypted apps, as this sort of WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, these sort of things are coming where the encryption is there. So when leaders are arrested, group restructure, fragment, or replace member quickly. Means they not only they are hierarchical or their network type of system, but at the same time, whenever their big leader is arrested, they do not sit quietly. They shift on to some other mode and they keep on their business continuously. Now, trafficking route, world trafficking route. What are the prevalent route for the cocaine? It is Latin America. It is produced over there. Through West Africa, it is going to the Europe via Brazil and French Guiana. This is the conventional route, you can say, and the same route is still being followed. And again, is Brazil, French Guiana have become important transshipment point. Their Western Central Europe has overtaken North America in the cocaine season. Now this is a shift toward the drug transportation or the drug trafficking. Western Central Europe has overtaken the North America in cocaine. Earlier, the hub was the North American country. Now the shift of the drug trafficking means it is being disposed or it is being shipped towards the European country. They are now more victim. They are now the more transit point or the consumer. Earlier it was America, North America. Now they are European countries are the more consumer than of the cocaine. Methamphetamine produced in Golden Triangle. You must be knowing Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent, and sent to the Asia, Australia or Middle East. That is again the trend. Means this Burma, Laos, and Cambodia. These are the countries where the supply is coming. These ingredients for producing this meth is coming from the India, and they are producing this methamphetamine, amphetamine, and again they are shipping this to the various countries as this Australia, Asian country, and Middle East. This is the new route of methamphetamine. Captagon, it is a synthetic drug produced in Syria, Lebanon, and trafficked in Gulf countries, especially in the Saudi Arabia. This drug is coming up, evolving up new in the market. Victim is the Gulf countries from this Captagon sort of drugs. India emerging as both in the source and transit country in the meth and precursor chemical trade. As you know that India is a country, India is a hub for the pharmaceutical industry after China. It's the second biggest producing country of pharmaceutical. So once pharmaceuticals companies are there, once the industries are there, they are using different kind of controlled substances, and these controlled substances are being utilized, they are diverted and they are misused by some other groups, and different other sort of synthetic drugs are produced. So this is the trend. Means for production of this methamphetamine, ephedrine and pseudoephedrine, that is the pills going from the India towards this Myanmar side or toward this Cambodian country, and they produce the methamphetamine and that coming back to our country. So this is the trend. Tramadol trafficking, this is the opioid tramadol trafficking persists in the West and Central Africa. So these are some of the major drugs which are being transmitted and are taking place. So explosive global drug scenario. Now you see this is the latest data I have collected it from the UNODC report of 2025. This is the latest data we have. Means 316 millions of global drugs user, means 6% of 15 to 64 years की age of the age group, and up from 246 million in 2013. Earlier it was 246 million. Now it has become, after time in a decade, it has gone up by 316 millions of global drug user. of the total, all sort of drugs. Then for the cannabis user, most widely used drug in the globally, that is 244 million. And for the drug use disorders, means the public who are suffering from using, who are suffering some sort of diseases and disabilities by using the drugs, that has also increased manifold. It is 64 millions in the year 2023. Now, drug use by type, if we say that cannabis is the mostly used, this drug. So it is 244 millions users are 244 million worldwide. And if come to opioid means all sort of things produced by the opium, means they are connected, their chemical formula, they are connected to some of the, in any of the way from the production of opium. So that there are 61 millions of users in a worldwide. Amphetamine, this is a synthetic substance, you can say. So 30.7 millions worldwide, and cocaine that is produced in the Latin America, Bolivia, this and sort of countries, that is 25 millions of users worldwide. And this ecstasy, you can say MDMA also, its users are 21 millions worldwide. So these are the most abused drugs worldwide, five abused drugs worldwide. So this is the data about it. Now coming next, driver and market dynamic. Why this drug trade is flourishing worldwide? What is the reason? So firstly, global instability. As you can see, the country, this Afghanistan, thereafter some of the African country where the law and order situation, their government are weak. So this gives the ground and this gives them some chance to come up and rather weak government. Now again, the weak governance, crime group exploit conflicts and institutional weakness because government, their law, legislation and the law enforcing forces, they are not that strong to control this sort of movement or to control the crime activities taking place in their country. Now digital platform, this is again a major facility or the opportunity is being given to the criminals, those who are into this trade, because online platform as encrypted app, this Telegram, WhatsApp, and this and that, and darknet. These are some of the places from where they can do the trade, they can place order, and they can do the payments and all, and buy of the drug. Now coming next, cocaine. Cocaine, it was the second, if you see the data, it was the fourth largest drug abused in world. So now we coming to the record of cocaine. Record breaking market, it's 3,708 ton produced in year 2023. What is the data say? It is a 34% year over year increase. In 2022 it would have been 34% less, but now this year, in year 2023, it has increased manifold, means manifold in the sense 34% it has increased. So there seems to be no control on the trafficking and the production of the drugs. From 17 millions in 2013, in a decade, in another decade, it has gone from 17 million to 25 millions of people, those who have gone into the addiction of this or the usage of this drug. So now the key trend, Europe now exceed North America in seizure, Europe as the primary distribution hub. This is the change. This is the shift from in the drug trafficking. You can see by example that in June 2025, 2.4 metric tons of cocaine with a street value of nearly £100 million seized in UK. See the scenario, see the seriousness of this trafficking. Now supply origin shifting Belgium, Netherlands, Spain. These are the countries where this is means for where it is designated. And again the violence spreading in Latin America and Ecuador because of the control of this trade market or the shipment. Different groups, they are trying to get the control over on this business. Ecuador port like Guayaquil are increasingly used to export cocaine to Europe, and Mexican, Colombian, Balkan cartel are vying for control. Because of the profit, they are trying to get control on this port to supply or to transport these drugs to the various countries. Now coming to the synthetic drug explosion, it is ATS, means it is a amphetamine types of substance. It is meth or amphetamine seizure hit all-time high. What does this say? Means what is the highlighting point is ATS made up nearly 50% of all global synthetic drug seizure. It is the biggest thing. What it indicates means other than these natural drugs, other than other new psychoactive substances, these synthetic drugs are more in practice, more in vogue. Means people, they are getting into using this ATS sort of thing more into their life. On June, now example is there, on June 24, 2025, Thailand police announced the seizure of approximately 2.4 metric tons of crystal methamphetamine in the Thailand. See, 2.4 metric ton of crystal methamphetamine. And in May 2025, Indonesia seized shipment of 2 tons of methamphetamine from Indonesia. Again, this is the biggest, this is the largest seizure being done in the year 2025 only. Means you forget about the previous record. So you can see the seriousness of this this trafficking, and rise in fentanyl and analogous fueling overdose epidemics. So these in synthetic drug means the fentanyl, this is the mostly prevalent. People are using in a different form to get the high. Now coming to the opioids and nitrogens, it is opioid crisis, 61 million users globally, second most prevalent, and thereafter after cannabis, it is the opioid is the second most prevalent drug abused in the world. Opioids are responsible for measure of the drug-related death worldwide. Most of the death, they are taking place because of the use of opioids. Opioids means the things which are produced from the opium and their derivative. Maybe it's a synthetic, maybe it's a natural or semi-synthetic. Any kind of thing can be there. But the opioid is the most dangerous thing from where the maximum death are taking place. Now, synthetic opioid driving record overdose death. It says extremely low production cost but high potency. Why? They are on rise because of the low production cost and high potency. You take little amount of it and it will give a high of manifold from the opium or some other natural drugs. User develop tolerance rapidly. This is the characteristic. This is the specialty of this kind of opioids. Means you are taking 1 gram of it, after very short time you will see that your body has become adapted to it. Means you will not be getting that sort of nasa or from the high from that small dose. Day by day you have to increase the dose, and the day will come when this increased dose will cause the death to the person. Now, emerging threat, nitrogen, that is again a synthetic drug. It is being used. This is the new means synthetic drug, you can say, that is being used in European countries. This is a new trend is coming up. It is detected in 28 countries, including US, UK, Australia, Germany, and Canada. All the developed countries, they are into their people. They are getting into the habit of consuming this particular dose, often mixed into other drug and extremely potent and dangerous. This is the specialty of this drug. Now, region focus, Southeast Asia. Now, coming to the Southeast Asia, 236 tons seized methamphetamine seizure in 2024. Means from the previous year, it was 24% increase. It is crystal meth and meth tablet. Crystal meth, that you can say it is for the purpose of exporting, and this meth tablet, you can say this is for the local consuming. Golden Triangle, Myanmar become a synthetic drug hub nowadays. Means traffic through transit countries such as Laos, Thailand, Cambodia. This is the Golden Triangle, and then smuggled into destination market including Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, Australia, and Bangladesh. This is the route they are following. Produced in the Golden Triangle, and now it is being supplied to the various different parts of the world. Key countries, those who are affected: Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Now, coming to the Indian transit origin and destination, why the drug trafficking is taking place so easily in the Indian subcontinent. It is because of the porous border with the Golden Crescent and Triangle. Golden Crescent is that Afghanistan, Iran and Pakistan, these are the countries where the crescent sort of synced, means a drawing you can say develops over there by if we combine this point of this country. It's a golden crescent. Earlier Afghanistan was the one of the world leading producer of the opium. Now it is not so. So from the Pakistan porous border, from Pakistan, Jammu, Kashmir and this Gujarat region, they try to smuggle the drugs through this country. And major producer of pharmaceutical opioid and precursor, acetic anhydride and ephedrine and pseudoephedrine. Acetic anhydride, that is used in the production of heroin, and ephedrine, that is used for the production of this amphetamine and methamphetamine type of substances, ATS substances. So producer is India. Now that is this raw material we are giving, and that raw material is smuggled out of our country, and from the Golden Triangle part, this again is coming back to our country in the form of amphetamine and methamphetamine. Transit country for the drugs like heroin and meth from the neighboring region, means this heroin we are getting from the western part of the world to our country, and our is the source, our is the destination, as well as the trafficking route country, means item is coming up to our place, and now we are further it is smuggled out from our country to different place of the world. Illicit diversion of tramadol, pregabalin and alprazolam. So this is the pharmaceutical drugs which are being abused, means on the recommendation of doctor we are getting this medicine, but we buy it in a large quantity and that is being used to get the high. Origin country for pharmaceutical drug and precursor substances, precursor chemical, that I said, means India is the leading country of the pharmaceutical and other industries. Destination market are especially for the synthetic and prescription drugs abuse with its youth population. Now, if we come to the trend of seizure in India, that what this figure says, in 2023, 2400 kg of heroin confiscated in year 2024. But you must be remembering, in the year 2021, in a one go, 3000 kg of heroin was seized from which port? Mundra port. That was again a biggest seizure. So 3000 kgs, 3000 kgs of seizure are still going on. And after that, from the last 2023, there may not be that huge seizure in our country, but at the same time, we are prone to it. We are suspected for this sort of smuggling. 30,000 kg of synthetic drugs seized, including synthetic drug, means all including MDMA, ketamine, amphetamine tablets, Java tablet, which are smuggled out of our country from the Myanmar or this Bangladesh border. So this seizure has been done by our country. In the year 2023, that is a figure of only 2023. If we count the figure of previous years, then figure is quite alarming. Meth and party drug scenario doubled, means why the people are coming, why the people are getting involved into entering into this sort of pleasure, that is the biggest thing. Means after knowing each and every harm effect of the drug, people are getting into the consumption of drug. That is the biggest challenge to stop, and that is the thing to think about why this is happening. Means the control, the drugs supply and drug control. So that is the means supply, we are intercepting the routes, intercepting the trafficking, and we are doing the seizure. That is another thing. But the same thing is coming, means when the drugs are going into any of the particular region or the country, because the demand is there. So we have to work equally on the demand reduction also. Means demand is going high day by day. That is the thing to worry about. Now this Gujarat port, it has been done in 2021. Then thereafter Punjab and northeastern border. Now from Punjab, it has been earlier, as our DSR was saying, that the Punjab is the biggest victim of this drug addiction. But nowadays the shift has taken, it has shifted to the Kerala. Now the Kerala has become one of the worst affected affected from the drugs consumption. Drugs जो victims हैं, they are more in Kerala than in Punjab. Means it figure is quite double what it was there in the Punjab. And the northeastern border region means again the porous border is there. The drugs are, it is quite nearer to the Golden Triangle, Myanmar, Laos and Cambodia country, and it there that give a safe passage and route to the smuggler to transport in the drugs to our country through the northeastern region. And at the same time, they are also become the victim of it by consuming it. Online and courier-based trafficking increasing. This is the biggest shift taking place. Now, the transportation is taking place from this ship consignment is coming on the coastal area, and thereafter it is being trafficked to a different part of the country or another country. But at the same time, how this is reaching to a door-to-door, that is through online order and courier-based trafficking increase. Means you give order, you place order, go through darknet or give the order from your telegram channel, drug will come to your home. That is the biggest challenge to the security forces, how to control it, because all the time all the parcels and all the things you cannot check. So this is challenge becoming very menace of controlling the shipment of drug to our home. Pattern of drug use in India means if we say worldwide, it was cannabis. Again in India also, cannabis is the biggest means drugs which is consumed. Charas, in the form of charas, you leave this bhang is not there. Charas, ganja, and thereafter opioid, heroin, pharma opioid, opium, and the produce of opiates. Opioids means different synthetic drugs being made from the opioids. ATS, meth and MDMA, that is known as ecstasy also. These are going in the metros. Metros are, they are becoming more susceptible of using this drug by their youth people, And prescription drug means doctor is giving you advice and you buy some of the medicine, psychoactive or psychotropic medicine to give you peace and to give you good sleep. So they are also being abused as a drug. Now, youth at risk. This is the trend. This is the shifting trend. Earlier, means few people were there. Now the youth in India, they are quite at risk. Youth means you can say the children, they are also becoming the victim of this drug abuse. Comparable drugs used in adolescent, youth, young adults, linked to developmental harm, risk of addiction means these are some of the harm means they will not, their brain that will not grow up, means they will not be fully grow into a fertile brain, means it affects the brain system, central nervous system. At the same time, it is making your brain a dumb type of thing. So prevention efforts remain weak and youth-oriented treatment scarce. That is the weakness, that is the weak part of our, rather you can say the administration. We are not able to provide a good treatment, or the, you can say that this rehabilitation center, their scarcity is there in our country. Means Punjab is there. Earlier the victims were, so many victims were there, but there were limited rehabilitation center or the drug de-addiction center in the country. So we are not able to give a fair treatment to the victims. So means youth and children, they are the quite affected from this drug consumption. Now opium collapse in Afghanistan. This is a change from the previous 2 years. You can say since when the Afghanistan has been, the government of Taliban has come over there, they have put a complete ban on the production of opium. Earlier, Afghanistan was the biggest producer of opium, and it was supplying somewhat 90 to 25% of the demand of world. But nowadays, this production has reduced to a large extent, and now the things are changing. This is a new development taking place. Means earlier the opium production was there, opioids or the natural or semi-synthetic things would have been processed from there. Means that they are supplying the natural opium to the other part of the country. They must be processing it into a semi-synthetic or some other form of drug. But now the drug cartels are there, the producers, they are not getting benefit, means the syndicate, those who must be working in the production or getting the benefit from this opium production, they have shifted towards the another thing for the synthetic drug production. Fell to 330 tons in 2023 post-Taliban ban. Afghanistan previously accounted for 80 to 85%. This figure varies in a different report. It goes up to 90 or 93% of the world demand by the Afghanistan. And price per kilogram, because production is less, now the price has gone up to $7.50 per kilogram. And it is said that 13,200 kgs, tons of this heroin must be there with Afghanistan, and they will keep supplying it, smuggling out it to the other part of the world. That is sad, means that is full, that quota or that supply is sufficient to give to fill the demand of the world up to 2026. It is sad. Now, what can happen? Possible long-term shift to synthetic opioids, fentanyl in some region. That change is taking place over there, because now the heroin is not there, government is after that. They have shifted their production or the profit earning business to some other scenario. New psychoactive substances, means psychoactive substances, you know, what the UN report say that 527 reported in the year 2023, and in that particular year 56 new identifications were made, means they changed the chemical formula that is not coming into the banned substances from UNODC, from the UN convention report. So they keep on changing the formula, and some new psychoactive substances are being giving the effect of this opioids. They are producing things in a different manner. So categories are synthetic cannabinoids, cathinones, synthetic opioids. These particular chemicals that will be described to you in another session. Okay, what sort of drugs are there, how many categories are there, that we will discuss in some other session. So in this we are looking for the shifting in the trends of the drug trafficking. Now this is some of the social and health impact of the drug consumer. Disability adjusted life, means the disability grown because of the drug use, that is 28 million globally in 2021. This is the latest data of 21, means I haven't got the updated data of it. And what it says that 1 out of 12 treatment access, only 1 out of 12 people get the treatment. This is the bad condition of any of the state. And for the woman, again the scenario is very worst. It is 1 woman can get out of 18 the treatment of the drug addiction. This drug trafficking, it supports violence, trafficking. As I said, the Ecuador port that transship the drugs, the cartels over there, they try to have a control over it. And there are so many cases of homicide, shootings, killings are there. Europe sees upstick in the shooting gang conflict, especially in Belgium, Netherlands, Scandinavia, and Mexico and Southeast Asia cartel-driven territorial violence. So these are again on high to get the control of the profit on the business. Some of the environmental consequences, these are also noted in the United Nations report, that how the environment is getting affected by the use of this from the production of the drug. Water policy, because the different chemicals are used for the processing of drugs to make it semi-synthetic or the synthetic one, for processing this natural drugs also. So it is polluting the water. Deforestation, people want more area to grow, to cultivate the coca or this heroin or fake cannabis, marijuana, these sort of things are there. And greenhouse gases, the gases which are produced from the processing of this opioids or for this synthetic or natural drugs, that is again causing climate drug production facilities contribute to the climate change through emission. Different greenhouse affected gases are produced that is affecting the greenhouse of the environment. Now, what can be done? You see, drugs are not being drugs even after having so much of legislation, strict legislation, and different agencies they are working to control the drug supply. There are different agencies are there. Those who are working for the demand reduction also, but at the same time, year on year, things are increasing alarmingly. So, some of the policy recommendations are given to how to get control or get rid of this thing. Firstly is prevention, prioritize youth prevention program as awareness campaign. Youth, if you go into remote area, people, they must not be knowing the harm of any of the MDMA, LSD or some of the things. They take it once and they become the addiction, they become addicted of it. So we have to spread an awareness campaign in the school, colleges or the villages where there is where the possibility of the supply of drugs are there. As you see in the eastern region or in the Punjab or in the Kerala where the drug supply is increasing. Treatment, government should increase the treatment facility, means treatment and rehabilitation. We should not, as in the recent police meeting, this Home Minister there, he has especially focused upon the treatment, human treatment for the drug victims. They say you pay equally focus towards the victim also. He is victim, he is not a criminal. Treat in that manner. Enforcement, target key trafficker, not just a low level actors. Means generally you see our law enforcement agency what they do. Means trivial sort of things we are seizing, but we are not able to catch up big faces because of the lack of information or the intelligence. As I say, I quote an example of this Shahrukh Khan ka beta jo tha. What was his name? Aryan Khan case. Big officers of NCB was there, but he could see a small amount of drugs out of him, and that has become a havoc. Thing has turned into a different direction. Had it been means a successful one, a lead would have got the lead to seize, to get into some big crimes, big network, but that couldn't be done. So a small trivial sort of things we are catching, but the big seizures are very less. So they are focusing, they say we should focus upon the network, from where the network is being operated and where the big transshipment is going on. That should be our intelligence network should be of that category. Cooperation, enhance maritime, border and cross-border intelligence cooperation. Different agencies, they are working to check the supply, to intercept the supply. So there should be a coordination between all the agencies to synchronize the information what they are getting and to reach up to a fruitful conclusion. And technology, invest in AI, forensic tech and detection. As I said, most of the orders, most of the drugs marketing are going on in darknet, but very few of us are techno savvy, those who can get into that market and try to find out where the things are going on. Okay, because we are generally believing on the human source or the human intelligence, but the things, major cartels, they are working in the darknet, and how to get into the darknet and how to find out the pattern and the things, that should be done by the use of AI and by the use of technology. And one of the biggest thing, where the poverty is there, people are getting into the lucration of this to earn some of their livelihood by getting the money from the infringe elements. So we government should able to provide them alternative source of income so that they keep away themselves from the drug supply or to become the courier of the drug supply. Now this was a summary, means main thing, drug trade में change क्या हुआ, drug का change क्या हुआ है. Earlier America was the victim, nowadays shift has gone towards the European country. They are well off, and they are getting into the use of different synthetic drugs. And again, Afghanistan earlier was there the one of the biggest producer of heroin. Now it has shifted towards a different. Now all the focus has shifted toward this golden triangle where the amphetamine, ATS type of substances are being produced. And again, the Afghanistan is susceptible to become the producing center of synthetic drugs. That can happen. So, and how the conflict zone means conflict zone for which are what the things which are fueling the trafficking means they are where they are getting the easy access, how they got the easy access to which promote their trade in drug supply. And thereafter we discuss the online parcel bag drug that has become the new trend. Means now you have not to go to a particular shopkeeper to get the drug. You have to simply order it through through your encrypted apps. You will get it. You'll get the supply through this courier parcels at your home. That is the biggest challenge. And changing routes and emerging market means that is quite adaptive. Means wherever the threats are there, the law agencies are working honestly. Wherever it is there, means they will change they will shift their route to a different place. And some impacts on the youth, impact on the society, and thereafter some policy recommendations we have done. And this was all from my side. A brief global trend about the drug trafficking scenario. Anything you want to add up or you want to ask? Okay, no. Then please have a 5-minute break. Thereafter we'll go for another session. Thank you. Sorry? Sure. मैं दे दूँगा. Last में I'll make a folder of it, of all the presentations, and give it to all the participants. Okay? Right. Timetable तो मिला आपको सभी को? Group में we have shared the timetable. Okay. I'll get it done. Right? Thank you. Please break off for 5 minutes. चलो अभी ध्यान रखेंगे. आप थोड़ा ब्रेक करें 5 मिनट के लिए, दूसरे स्पीकर को बुलाते हैं. तिवारी उनको कुमार साहब को ले आओ भी.